YouTube, welcome back to another video on the Unguardable. Back with Cam Killer Cam. Let's go, man. We are back with another episode. Week number 3 of the NBA week, man. Hey, this week was kind of interesting, so we're going to get right into it. We got a lot of things to cover. As y'all see, the board is filled with a lot of stuff. Let me share with Cam Killer Cam so he can see what we got going on. All right, so as y'all see, we got a lot of scores across the board and as well as a lot of highlight games. As y'all see, the Nuggets, starting at the top left, were able to pull out that W over this past week over OKC. And, bro, when I tell you Jokic has been hooping, he has been hooping, man. Nikola Jokic dropped a triple-double in that top left-hand corner, as you see, securing that W. And then as well as you see versus the Mavericks just this past Sunday night, they played. Jokic dropped 37, 18, and 15. Another triple-double. Crazy stats. We'll get to that with fantasy-wise because that was a crazy fantasy day. And then Kyrie Irving, as you see, dropped 43 points that day as well. Zachary... I believe his name, Cam. I don't know how to. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Ricochet.
Ricochet. I believe his name was. He had a good game this past week. With having a high scoring of 30 points, a career high, because obviously he's a rookie. So that was his career high, which was pretty good to see him. Get on the winning side and have a good game because a lot of people have been talking about him, especially being a high overall. I think he was the first overall draft pick, I believe. Right before Alex Sarr. And then as you see, the Sacramento Kings was able to beat the Toronto Raptors over this past weekend. And then to backside that, they just lost to the Clippers, which I honestly thought the Kings were going to pull that one out, but the Clippers ended up pulling it out over them. Norman Powell had him a hell of a game. Ended up having 5 threes made with like a 37 piece, I believe he ended up having. Russell Westbrook had a vintage Russell Westbrook this past week with a 29, 6, and 6. It was nice to see him have a good game, especially with the strokers that he's been having. Damian Lillard and the Bucks were able to get into the win column over the Utah Jazz this past week. That was literally their second win and their only win so far against the Utah Jazz. I don't know what's going on with the Bucks. They are looking rough. The Cleveland Cavaliers continue to get it done. As you see, they blew the Golden State Warriors out the waters this past weekend. They were a good team, man. They are a good team. They're continuing to get on the road of undefeated right now. They just won this tonight as we're recording this of Monday night. So they did just get this win. So I believe they're 11-0. But hey, just keep on rolling. Los Angeles Lakers were able to get a win this past weekend at Toronto, aka LeBronto. Surprisingly, the Pistons keep winning. They were able to get a win over this past weekend. They were able to be, right now they're 4-6. I'm not sure if they played today or not, but the Pistons just keep on winning, man. They just keep on doing it. It's surprising to see, but I'm glad they're winning because last year was a rough year for them, and so I just want to see the young people succeed. And so on the other side of the Lakers getting that win, they did end up losing to the Memphis Grizzlies. Looks like the game prior to them playing the Raptors, which was a big upset win as far as the Lakers wise. The Grizzlies aren't necessarily a bad team, so it's not necessarily a big upset, but I think more people were expecting the Lakers to win that game more than the Grizzlies. Not to forget Ant-Man with his 37 piece this past weekend with 9 3-pointers. Who do you think you're feeling like? You ain't Steph Curry, baby. Having 9 threes, but shout out to Ant-Man with the 3-pointers. And then last but not least, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Even though we lost versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, we were able to get a beautiful road dub versus the Boston Celtics this past week, and as well as the Oklahoma City Thunder this past Sunday. Tomorrow, we have to play the Mavericks for the beginning of the in-season tournament. So I can't wait to talk about next week's episode with the in-season tournament and stuff. But yeah, man. Also don't want to forget about him because he is Sacramento's finest, Jared McCain, man. Just this past weekend, he had him a career high. I believe it was 27 points. I believe it says with 3 threes. So shout out to Jared. He was able to squeeze out that victory versus the Charlotte Hornets in overtime. He had him a hell of a game. Like I said, Sacramento native. For the Sacktown folks out here, man, he's out here putting it on, showing we get buckets. So yeah, man. Chet Holmgren is out with the hip injury for 8 to 10 weeks. Zion Williamson. Babe, can you pass me my phone, please? Zion Williamson is out sometime, and Kevin Durant is out for some time. And I have a lot of injuries to talk about. But Cam Killer Cam, talk to me about the biggest surprise over this weekend as far as NBA games go. Talk to me about how you feel about Nikola Jokic right now. He's averaging 28.9 points, 13.2 rebounds, 11.3 assists. So pretty much 30, 13, and 11 is what he's averaging right now, which is kind of ridiculous. And to continue on with the injuries, Ja Morant has been out. Paolo Banchero is going to be out. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Porzingis, Middleton, Chet, Joel Embiid, CJ McCollum, Tyrese Maxey, Aaron Gordon, DeJounte Murray, Scotty Barnes, Jimmy Butler. The list just goes on for the amount of injuries that's going on. And Anthony Davis is hurt with an eye injury. He just got poked in his eye. But Cam Killer Cam, talk to me about what was your biggest surprise this weekend? What do you think about these
Did you say
injuries?
Damian Lillard? Yeah, he's in the concussion protocol.
I didn't even hear about that. That adds to the list of injuries, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, Cam. I don't know what's going on. Some of
Yeah,
these
the
these dudes
NBA
these
NBA is
dudes
looking weird right now.
these dudes need the Michael Jordan secret stuff juice, bro. You feel me? From
The Bucks. I know we talked about it last time, but the Bucks have Giannis dropped. I don't even know how much. He
oh
had a
yeah,
crazy game, and
he had like 40
and
something.
they still lost.
Versus
So
Celtics.
I don't know. Like I feel like teams usually just scapegoat coaches. But this might be a situation where it just might be Doc Rivers, man. And then Darvin Ham too. That's tough. But also the Pelicans, bro. They're like the 14th seed right now. I know they haven't been healthy, but the West is too tight right now for them to
Be
be
sleeping.
falling right now. Yeah.
No
I know
CJ,
they
no
I don't
Zion.
think DeJounte has played yet, honestly.
No
Um
CJ, no Zion, no DeJounte. That's hurting.
so yeah, they look rough. And this might be a hot take. Um, but like one of my takeaways from the season so far is that the Mavericks aren't a guaranteed playoff team. Like
Woo-hoo-hoo!
I don't know what seed. Let me look at what seed they are right now.
He said the
Um,
Mavs aren't a guaranteed playoff. So that means what are you saying? Playing?
yeah, and I could see them being in the play-in, bro. Like a
Mm.
6 seed. Let me see. How
Mm.
do I? Uh, here's the standings. Right now
That's
they
crazy.
are.
He said not
Right now
even.
they're the 11th seed right now. Um,
Really?
I mean, what can they do to turn their season around?
Win
They've been
games?
hooping. Like
I
they've been
mean, they just
hooping.
gotta
It's not
win.
what adjustments need to be made though.
Mm.
I
I
don't know
mean,
what adjustments they could make right now.
how has Clay Thompson? I mean, Clay Thompson. I saw the other night he was playing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean Clay's look good. Maybe Derrick Jones Jr. was that important to them. Um,
Are they
you can't
struggling
diminish how good.
defensively?
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie. I can look at the defensive ratings. Um,
I haven't been watching Mavericks games that often. I did watch them a little bit versus the Phoenix Suns, but even then, a lot of people thought that Luca was just gonna own Dallas because that's what he's done in the past, and Phoenix still pulled it out. And Luca and Kyrie were hooping. Well, Luca wasn't hooping.
um,
Kyrie was hooping that day. I think Kyrie had like 40 something that game versus the Suns,
they're
and they
tied
still
for
lost.
13th right now.
13th in defensive rating.
Yeah, they're tied for 13th when it comes to defense right now. So I don't know what they got to do to turn the season around. And OKC, did they win today?
OKC did win today. I was watching that game. I was watching that game. They
No center man, J
no
Dub.
no.
And honestly, bro,
Shea dropped
like
45, bro.
I was watching a little bit of it, and it was like when I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is the key to stopping the Pelicans double teaming Val? Because when he got double teamed, he ain't know what to do, bro. He was throwing turnovers.
For real?
That double team really like, and I know they're missing players, but if he gets that ball in the post and he gets double teamed, I mean, obviously, like they were even saying it on the broadcast, it's like that's not something that I'm sure he trains or practices against as a double team because he's rarely gonna deal with a double team.
Mm-hmm.
But that was some efficient defense to just bring the double, and they were kind of like stunning with it too. Like they would have someone like not fully commit to the double team, but they would just kind of like leave their man, just kind of stand in the middle, and he legit didn't know what to do. It was crazy. Um, so maybe that's the secret sauce to beating the Pelicans.
Right.
But I want to see how OKC is gonna play till December 5th or
Mm-hmm.
3rd. I think is when they get um
They almost blew
the
it tonight versus the Clippers, Cam. The Clippers almost came back, and the only reason they even blew it is because Zubac got fouled out, and Norman Powell, two of their biggest, scorers. All they had was
yeah.
Derek Harden and Derek Jones Jr. out there. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? They was
Yeah, I
struggling.
want to I want to see how they're gonna string together games with no center. 'Cause I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they don't have nobody on their G League team that's like 6'10" or something they could bring up.
SGA is the
Um,
tallest one at 6'6". It's
yeah,
insane. But they won.
all three centers are out,
They won tonight,
but
and
they get Jalen Williams and Hartenstein back in December, beginning in December.
I just got the Bleacher Report that SGA becomes the first player in franchise history to have 45 points and 5 steals. That man is a free throw merchant. He had like 12. He had
Bro,
like
that game
13 free
against the
throws, bro.
Warriors was so
Yeah. So
annoying,
let's
bro.
get to the Warriors, bro. Let's get to it.
It
So
was so
road
annoying.
road trip. This was the road trip. Started with Washington, dub. Uh, went to. Oh no, we didn't start with Washington. We started with
Boston.
No, we didn't start with Boston. I forget the first team right before Washington. It was right before Washington. That was a dub too. Oh no. Come on. Don't brain fart me like this right now. Cause it was a good road trip, bro. It was such a good road trip. Who was it right before? Rockets. Rockets, Wizards, Boston, 3 in a row. Cleveland fucked us. OKC. We went 4-1, or 4-1 because it's 5 games on the road. 4-1 road trip, Cam. Let's talk about it. We
It's like
obviously
that.
talked. We obviously talked about the Houston game and all the rest of the games, but bro, OKC. Obviously there were some scary games with blowing some leads, like the OKC game. We were up 30 plus, and they came back and still made it kind of interesting, but we still pulled it out. Steph Curry hit the night on them at the end with the clutch three. Um, we gave our opinions texting each other because we go back and forth with the Warriors starting lineups and who's going to be starting and things like that. And one thing that we talked about was that you said Andrew Wiggins. I mentioned that Andrew Wiggins shouldn't be in the starting lineup and that he should come off the bench. And when they came out with the starting lineups versus OKC, and I believe it was Steph, Wiggs, Melton, Draymond, TJD, right? And
Mhm.
I was talking about Wiggins not starting, and great. Thankfully, Wiggins kind of backed you up on that one because he played really well that game. But in the previous games, in my opinion, he wasn't playing well. But do you think that starting lineup right there is an efficient one? You think that's one that we could keep? I
Yeah,
think
that's the
I
starting
think the
lineup
biggest
that
biggest thing for me is that we need scoring. I feel like our bench, and even in that game, like yeah, they did their work, but even in that game, like it's like we always have a slow start with the starting five. Like it's like I feel like we just need scoring like immediately. Even though Buddy Hield and Kaminga, the young players are probably better off the bench. It's like the bench always gets it going. It's weird,
I
but
mean, who should start over Wiggins? Jonathan Kaminga has looked even worse,
yeah,
and Buddy Hield, that team defensively is looking like barbecue chicken. Curry, Curry, Buddy, and who? DeAnthony?
yeah, nah,
DeAnthony gonna have to
that's way
turn
too
into
small.
GP2 or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too small. So it's like there's no one that can really start besides JK or Wiggins. And I like Wiggins starting way more than JK. And we need scoring off the bench.
yeah, we number one in bench scoring. Like we got that down pat.
If I think it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. We don't need to change nothing too crazy. We looked
TKD didn't
good.
even
We
get that
looked really
much
good.
minutes this past game either. The
Well, I
Warriors
mean, the
got the
Warriors
most.
let it go small, so
Mm-hmm.
OKC not having a center is like perfect.
Facts. Chet ended up getting hurt, so that kind of benefited a little bit for us. So we'd have to worry about the 7-footer being out there. So they were kind of small ball. So previewing Tuesday tomorrow. We got Clay Day. This video should be uploaded by then. But we got Clay Day tomorrow. We offered our, like I said, we texted and you said that you think that in the press game interview, they just came out with the Klay Thompson interviewing and asking him about how he felt about the hats, with them celebrating the boat hats with him and his approach coming back to Chase Center and playing in a different uniform and stuff. And he pretty much just brushed it off. He was just like, I can care less about it. He's like, I'm focused on the game. I want to, get a chance to win the NBA Cup, win this in-season tournament. And then they asked him about, how he felt about them, saluting him with the hats and things. And he basically was just like, sounds good for the fans, Um, and you said that you enjoyed it. You said that you think that it was it was something that wasn't necessarily controversial. I was reading the comments because KNBR posted it, and that's a Bay Area sports page and a Bay Area radio cast, and pretty much everybody in the comments was just like disappointed in his answer because not necessarily. I mean, I respect it from a competitive standpoint, but I was expecting to have more sincerity, coming back to an organization that he spent literally his whole fucking career with, won rings with, like, yeah, like they're trying to salute you for the things that you've done, and he's just like, I can give two fucks about what they're doing, type shit, like
I
he's
mean,
like
well,
he's like, yeah, the
one,
fans get a boat hat. Who gives a fuck? Like that's what it sounded
I
like to
mean,
me. His response.
to one for the hat, it's like let's not. The hat is nothing that's like. It's nothing that's like nothing crazy. Like he just wore the hat because he lost his championship. He lost his championship hat, so he wore his captain hat instead. It's like it's not like that was a staple item of his career. It was
Well,
like
no,
just something he threw on at the
he's known for
parade. So it's
driving
like
boat. He's known for driving boats though
it
to
wasn't
the
it
game.
wasn't nothing crazy. Um, and another thing is like I I can't pretend like we just left off on a high. Like we can't just pretend like the fans wasn't. It could be a post about Livy Dunn in the comments. Yeah, but did you know Klay Thompson went 0-10 in Olympic? Like the fans were so disrespectful to that man who helped us win
But
11
that's the
championships.
trolls though, Cam. Not the
No,
real
there was.
fans. Not the
I mean,
real. But think
obviously, it's
about
gonna.
it. But think about it. All those pages that those posts, those are the trolls. Like those people that are commenting that aren't even the Warriors fans. Be real. People that are commenting under those that is like Klay Thompson went 0-10. Like when he did that game. I guarantee you 85% to 90% of those people that were making those comments during that time weren't even Warriors fans. Like the true fans like you yourself who loves Klay Thompson, you feel me? Like that's literally your favorite Warrior of all time besides probably GP2 or somebody like that. Like you would never bring that up or say that, you feel me? Because you respect him and you know how much he's done for him. You feel me? I feel like for somebody like yourself, I'm surprised you wouldn't have taken offense for that because you're not one of those trolls people. You feel me? Like you would want to honor him coming back to the place that like yeah, I agree. Like we didn't leave off on a high note, but the point is that you played for us, you've done so much for us. We want to welcome you back, you know? Like I feel like he's not necessarily like he's still trying to it's Salty Clay. Captain Clay is Salty Clay.
I don't think he's salty. I just think what did you want him to say? Like he's locked in. He's trying to win on his new team. They have championship aspirations. He's not trying to sit there and reminisce on the past and the good days, man. He's locked in. He like he said, like he's literally locked in. Like
Do
he's
you
trying to
expect the fans to
win.
boo him? Do you think the fans would boo him?
I I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
All
I
right.
hope not. I hope not.
All right. I want to share this with Cam Killer Cam. So we got some things I want to spice up this episode about. Um, so like we talked about in the bottom right hand corner, the Cavs are off to a 10-0 record tonight. They ended up winning, so they're off to 11-0. 11-0 or 12-0, something like that. They haven't lost a fucking game, so it doesn't really matter. All I know is they're not going to beat the 2015-2016 Warriors championship. Well, not championship, but the year that we went to the finals. The year that we were 73-9, we started 24-0. I know the Cavs aren't doing that. So that's all I care about. But anyways, as you see in the top left hand corner, I put in a basketball bet this past weekend versus when we played when the Warriors played the Thunder, and man, it almost hit. It almost hit. Shout out to fucking Buddy Hield for selling the bag. As you see, Anthony Edwards was able to cash out on me. LaMelo, Draymond Green, Steph Sheffield, Curry, shout out for the pick on sale, and SGA. But Buddy Hield wanted to have a shitty game. He ended with 8 points, and I had him for 15 and a half over.
You did it, man.
And I mean, he didn't have a shitty game as far as like for the win.
Shout
Like
out
he
Kai
played,
Cenat, man.
he produced, huh?
The shout out Kai Cenat, man.
Why you say that?
He just broke the record for
What
most
record
subs. For most subs,
of all time?
he
Wait,
hit
the fuck?
the all time record for subs. 327,000.
What did he just do?
This man Kai just broke the world record right now for 330,000 subs. It's 11 days. He's still streaming. That's ridiculous, bro. Shout out.
You said it this morning, like what he was at. In my head, I was like, he probably don't hit that shit today. I was like,
Bruh, I said he was at 305 this
yeah,
morning.
this morning.
That's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Kai, man. Putting on for the black creators, bro, because whoever the other person was, I don't know who.
We might have to talk about the streamies, man.
The streamies. Oh, yeah. Facts. We got it. When is the streamies, Cam? We got to talk about that for sure. All right. Let's finish this episode off, though. This episode getting lengthy for people.
Yeah.
So, build your starting five with $15, Cam. So, we got the $5, $2, and the $1 category. Who are you picking?
Is this one that I sent?
I think this is the one you sent, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna screenshot this, and I'm gonna take it to the pod because I didn't get a chance to really look at it. I just glanced at it real quick, and I was like, I want this to be on the pod. So, what was your five that you said?
Oh yeah, my five.
Yeah.
I didn't even use all $15, but Steph Curry for $5. Larry Bird for $1. He about to be the best spot up of all time. LeBron for $5, so that's 11. KD for $2, so 13. And then Jokic 14. So Steph, Larry, KD, Bron, Jokic.
That's nice. Okay. All right. So I'll take Steph too for $5 for sure. That's an easy one. I'll take Jokic as well for 6. And then I'm going to just go for the shits and giggles. I'm going to go Kobe. So that's 8. KD. 9, 10. And then I got $5 more. Give me LeBron!
Bro, when you
So-
watch this shit back and you watch Tania jump up, oh my god.
It's not recording her.
Oh.
But, so Steph, LeBron, KD, Kobe, and Jokic. What a beautiful 5. Got LeBron at the 4. Or actually put KD at the 4 because he's tall. Jokic at the 5. Got Kobe at the 2. LeBron at the 3. And Steph at the 1. Oh, man, that's inspirational, sensational, generational. I literally have every position covered that can do everything. All scores, all clutch players, everything. All right, moving on. So, I guess this past weekend was National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day. And I just wanted to have a funny question about Cam Killer Cam. I want you to give me your top 3 favorite fast food chicken sandwiches in what order from best to worst, and or not necessarily the best to worst, but your top 3 favorite chicken sandwiches out of all the fast food chicken sandwich places in honor of National Fried Chicken Sandwich Day.
So we're talking the McCrispy, not the McChicken.
Nah, we can do both. Include both. They're both chicken sandwiches.
I'm with the Wingstop is too new to the game to be top 3, but Wingstop is pretty
Wingstop's
good.
too new to the game?
Wingstop is
Yeah,
awesome.
chicken. They didn't come out with the chicken sandwiches till recently.
But that doesn't mean that the chicken sandwich is not good, right?
I don't even get wings from Wingstop anymore. I only get a chicken sandwich.
My girlfriend don't even get wings from there anymore. Only
Well,
chicken sandwiches.
Popeyes is 1.
Popeye's 1, okay.
Chick-fil-A 2,
Chick-fil-A 2.
and then it's between Wendy's and McDonald's.
Give me that shit.
Well, Wendy's chicken sandwiches are so good, bro.
I don't think I had a Wendy's chicken sandwich before. I feel like, unless I'm just.
I think I'm gonna go-
stupid.
I'm gonna go Wendy's because the McChickens is too expensive now. So
You
I'll go
said
Wendy's.
He said the big chicken's too expensive. Okay,
So
so
might as well just get a McCrispy, bro. Price of a McChicken.
he said might as well get a McCrispy. I feel it. Okay, so for me, number 1, it's probably gonna be Chick-fil-A. Number 2, I'm not gonna lie, it might have to be Wingstop, bruh. Wingstop got some good chicken sandwiches, bruh. That shit
Man.
be juicy.
With the
That shit
fucking
be
Popeyes.
juicy.
paper towel.
That shit be
Popeyes
juicy.
literally had people accusing them of putting
No,
crack in their sandwiches,
listen,
bro.
my girlfriend and I was just talking about how people were getting shot over Popeye sandwiches, bruh. No,
Like, they legit
It was
had
ridiculous.
They had accusations of putting crack in their sandwiches. So many people wanted them.
Kim said they had accusations of putting crack in their sandwiches because so many people
Because
wanted
everybody
it.
just was like, I remember waiting in that line. Like, that lines were insane
He
for the
said the
Popeye
lines
sandwich.
were insane for the sandwich. No facts, bruh. That was a crazy time, bruh. Americans are just wild, chat. But yeah, and then the McChicken probably to close it off. Number 3, I gotta go McChicken, huh? Spicy McChicken to be specific.
Probably at least like 3 people fucking died over that.
No,
fucking
at least
chicken
dead
sandwich.
ass, like real deaths over a chicken sandwich. It's
And
actually
now you can
sad.
pull up to any Popeyes and get a chicken sandwich anytime they're open.
This week I did get an L in fantasy basketball because some of my players didn't want to show up to work, and so we had to go to the drawing board this week, and we had to let go some players because they didn't want to do their job this past week, so they had to get kicked off the team, had to get waived, pack up some new players. But we are playing Cam Killer Cam this week, so we can either talk shit or we can get talk shit too. So we'll see by the end of next week. Because we are playing Cam. But on the right hand side of the screen, you see the top scorers of the week. When Nikola Jokic, Cam Killer Cam got him. So I'm praying that Jokic fucking doesn't do shit this week, because this man had 99 fantasy points this past weekend. With that game that I just showed you guys, with him having 15 assists and like 14 rebounds and hella points. So yeah, I don't need another 99 fantasy point game from Nikola Jokic against me this week. LeBron James finished with 253, and then Luka Doncic 236. Don was the highest scoring team playing against me with 1591. LeBron James is literally a fantasy fucking merchant, bro. Like, this dude literally does everything. He's literally a mini Jokic. Like how Jokic does stuff at his size, LeBron does it at just a little bit smaller size, and it's just ridiculous that he literally had 253 fantasy points, the most fantasy points probably out of everybody this week besides Jokic, and he's literally 40 years old. But yeah, that was fantasy this week.
But we gotta speak on this right here.
National Fried Chicken Day. Is there anything you want to talk about to get out of
Yeah,
here?
we gotta speak on this right here. Pull it up.
Who would win in the verses, Michael Jackson or NBA Young?
We gotta have a conversation.
Gotta
bro.
have the conversation.
Young boy for sure.
What do you mean, young boy for sure? You can answer that question about Michael Jackson versus young boy in the verses. Easily Michael Jackson. I don't know what she's talking about over there, chat. Talk about some easily young boy, but
Boy for sure.
Mr. Hee Hee is literally the greatest pop artist of all time.
Michael Jackson is beating him with one album. You don't even gotta use his whole catalog.
A handful of Michael Jackson songs is crazy. She knows almost every young boy song there is created, bruh. It's fucking ridiculous. Just that thug music, but anything else you want to say, Cam Killer Cam, before we get out of here?
Nah, man.
Alright, chat, man. I appreciate y'all, boys. NBA Week 3. We'll see you guys on NBA Young Boy. We'll see you guys on the next one.